Okay, item number 4, which is firearms identifying information budget change proposal. Yes.
So issue 4 is a request for $1.368 million from the dealer record of sale fund and 8 positions to implement the provisions of this identifying information. This is essentially firearms commencing July 1st, 2018 are required to apply to the Department of Justice for a unique serial number, and that serial number is then supposed to be placed on the firearm. So the funds and the positions are requested to basically implement the provisions of this statute.
Okay. Any comments from Finance or LAO? Okay. Any comments from the public? Okay. It's pretty straightforward. Number 5, the assault weapons budget change proposal.
In a similar fashion, issue 5 is a request for $2.588 million, 27 positions from the dealer record of sale to implement the provisions of Senate Bill 880 and Assembly Bill 1135. This is a statute that has the euphemism attached to it as the bullet bill. Bullet button bill. and requires individuals to register their guns in a certain time. The positions being requested are to basically deal with all of the applications of the gun owners as they submit their registration information.
Any comments from LAO or Finance? Okay. This is that unusual bill, I guess, the way it's written, so we're not sure about whether, I guess it's $15 every time you come in, or not $15 per weapon, my understanding. Is that correct?
Steve Lindley with the Division of Law Enforcement. The $15 would be per individual. So if a person goes into the DOJ site, they can register 1 to, let's say, 15 firearms for $15. Okay. So it's with a background check for the individual.
Okay, and so when they come back again, do they pay that again?
Well, it depends how they manage their work. So let's say that if they did all their firearms all at once, that same day during the same process, it would be $15. If they decided to do it over a 3 or 4 day period and log into the system 3 or 4 times, they would be charged $15 for every time.
Log in.
Yeah, so it is on our question and answer on the website, encouraging individuals to do it all at once in order to save money and make it easier not only for them but for the department as well.
Okay. All right. All right. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Madam Chair.
Thank you.
Those are the 5 items that we were dealing with the Department of Justice. Thank you very much. Thanks.
Item 7 in the judicial branch. I think what you just discussed was number 6.
Yes.
Yes. So first of all, yes, thank you. I'm Zlatko Theodorovich, the budget director for the Judicial Branch and Judicial Council. I'm here representing the chief and the council and the administrative director, Martin Hoshino. So first issue before you is similar to the discussion with the Department of Justice about implementation of recent propositions, particularly Prop 63 and Prop 64. Prop 63, as you heard, is related to firearms issues, and what we have here is development of a new process for the courts that will result in additional workload. We'll likely need changes to our case management systems to track these transactions and possible likely additional hearings as they relate to court orders for search warrants for firearms. That estimate at the time that we've made, which doesn't start until January of 2011, is about $11 million ongoing, and it reflects an assumption about 20% of convicted felons owning guns. This is an example of where there's no funding in the budget for us, and so it sort of brings additional workload without resources. In terms of Proposition 64 and a marijuana for recreational use initiative, we had an estimate about $5 to $6 million annually on the trial courts related to records destruction and dismissal and reduction of cases in the record. There are filings for relief that could be received, as well as mandated classes for juveniles. We have some initial information regarding that particular initiative in terms of about 1,200 filings for Prop 64 relief being received between November and December. We're tracking that on a quarterly basis. But again, it's another example where we have no funded resources in the budget, as acknowledged in the agenda, and it's just putting additional burdens on the trial courts absent additional resources, causing impacts on access to justice.
Okay. Any comments from Department of Finance?
I think, to the extent workload related to either proposition increases significantly, we may consider the need for additional resources. But, at this point in time and given the current condition of the budget, resources were not provided for these specific propositions.
Okay.
We have no comments because we don't have a budget proposal in front of us.
Yeah, I know. Okay. All right. Okay. Thank